Okay, we've already seen how to make a table of values of logarithms, which is great. But notice we didn't actually get to pick the x values. We got to pick the y values, which is really kind of strange. And what I want to show you now is how we can estimate a logarithm value, or we get to actually pick the x value. So the example I want to look at is, let's just say, let's estimate some log function. How about log base 1/2 of 13? This kind of thing might actually show up if we're looking at a decaying logarithm function. Well, this is what we're going to do. Since we don't know what the value is, we're going to write down equals x. That's usually what math people do when they don't know what a value is. And I'm going to rewrite this without log. Remember, we write this as 1/2 to the x equals 13, or something like that. So I'm going to write down 1/2 to the x equals 13. And we want to solve this graphically. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to graph the left-hand side, and I'm going to just write down f of x equals 1/2 to the x. And I'm going to write down the right-hand side, and I'm going to make that a different function. I'll write down g of x equals 13. And what I would like to do is just graph both sides. 1/2 to the x is a decaying exponential function, so we know it comes down like this. G of x equals 13 is a constant function, so we know it goes like this. And so what we want there is the x value right there. Now I can see it's negative. We could probably try to figure it out, but what I'd like to do is just go to Desmos and have it graph it and just show you what you can do. Your graphing calculator actually will do a slightly better job than this. So let's go to Desmos. Here we are. No, that's not Desmos. There we are. All right, so I already have 1/2 to the x there, and if I turn that on, you can see that's our function. If I want g of x equals 13, you can see that's too high for the graph. If I try to drag it down, I can't quite get there, so what I'm going to do is zoom out a little bit, and I can see that's actually what's going on. Now, Desmos has this nice little feature. It's not as good as the graphing calculators, but if I go click on the intersection point of two functions, you can actually see that it gives the value. So here I can see that x equals minus 3.7, and the y value is 13. I'm going to check this. If I plug in 3.7, negative 3.7, sorry, we get something very, very close to 13. So what we're seeing here is that the value we want is very, very close to 13. And now let's just go back and just finish our little statement, right? What do we want here? This is going to be about negative 3.7. I'm going to underline the last decimal place because it got rounded. That's much better than I would have done by hand. Your graphing calculator will give you something like 10 places there, which is a lot better than what Desmos will give us. But at least it's a way to estimate a logarithm value using the definition of a logarithm function and two different graphs.